Yo, 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 yo. Pronounce it like the letter, don't say it at all. It's your boy, S. Scott Barz, Wrestling Media. We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Coming up next. WWE TKO content creations. The Reactors. It strikes again. This time on a massive level. We're going to talk about what's going on coming up next.
Back at the office early, levels are clean, arrangements locked. This is the one that's going to set the tone. Every section tells a story. That drop in the hook, hit it perfect. We built Scott Barz as a home for fearless music, and that means every detail matters.
Scott Barz, LLC.
The home for fearless media.
Scott Barz, LLC.
Built this from the floor with a chord and a vision. Still independent, but it sound like a major decision. Keep the meter in the red, cause the heart's in the rhythm. They say the bars got wings, I just call it ambition. Mic check, we're live. Topic of the day, storytelling in the ring. Let's break it down and see why it matters.
Barz Wrestling Media.
Light it up, we take the ring, no fear in our eyes. Gold on my shoulder, fire in the sky. Hear the crowd get loud, we were born to rise. Bars in the zone, Doug keeps the pace. Otter with the plan, we control the space. This is greatness, nothing less. Turn the pressure.
Here's your host, Barz Wrestling Media.
We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. So, as you see before you hear is a timeline of the evolution of oversaturation, WWE reactions, the whole 9 yards. Now, before I read this to you, what I created myself, it took some time. I was going to unveil it later on in the evening on the show, on the other show, but I said I'm gonna do it now, and then I'll possibly do it again on Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle. But here we go. So before I get into this, let me say a few things. Might ruffle your feathers, but I don't care. I told you so. I told you so for the simple fact that the minute that you people started giving WWE TKO your all and not really having a backup plan was the minute that you left yourself vulnerable and they were going to strike. From the jump, when this whole oversaturating thing started, it was a domino effect. Now, you could put the blame on multiple people, but everybody has to be held accountable. The minute that you bigger, larger platform content creators started voicing your opinions about oversaturation is when the whole thing started to trickle down. Now, it might have started trickling down before that, but it wasn't microscoped to this level. You see, the thing is here, the minute you started speaking out is the minute that everybody garnered attention and started listening. You bigger platforms have a responsibility. That's not a responsibility that you probably wanted, but it's a responsibility that you have. and that is you have a voice. You have a voice that travels. When you speak, people listen. So the minute you start talking about oversaturation and too many content creators in the space and why, which is an honest question. It's an honest question. And it's not really a bad question. But because of your voice, of your prestige, and how high in regard you're being held, people are going to listen. If you got over 50K followers, people are going to listen. Your voice travels. If you got over 70K followers, that's subscribers, followers, whatever, people are going to listen. Your platform is highly regarded. So people are going to listen. So the minute you decide you want to say something, people are going to listen, including people like WWE TKO. Now, I ain't going to call no names because I could. I'm going to just keep it to myself. But if you've been paying attention to the internet, to social media, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So here you have a timeline that I created discussing this in short form about what is taking place. So I'm going to read it to you in its entirety, and then we're going to end off from there. The evolution of oversaturation of WWE reaction channels. Have you noticed the massive shift in wrestling content spaces lately? Here's a quick breakdown of how we got from early fan reactions to the current wild landscape. Number one, the rise. 2011 to 2014. As YouTube grew and the WWE Network launched, reacting to premium live events became the new wave. The IWC started building huge communities just by giving raw, unfiltered thoughts on the product. It was a fresh alternative to the official narrative. That's one. Number two, the boom of oversaturation, 2020 to 2024. The pandemic and the Thunderdome era sparked a massive surge in reaction channels as fans looked for viral communities. Then came the watch-along explosion. Suddenly, hundreds of creators were streaming every single Raw, SmackDown, and PLE. The space became incredibly crowded, making it harder than ever for creators to stand out in the algorithm. That was two. Number three, the TKO crackdown, May 2026. Now the entire landscape is shifting again. TKO is currently handling out massive copyright strikes targeting the very streamers and creators who helped push the product to massive audience over the last few years. It's went from a booming niche to an oversaturated market to an absolute crisis for many in the community. Now, I'm going to be elaborating on this more on Thursday on Barz Wrestling Media Live, on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. But we're going to talk about some of this right here and right now, and we're going to probably elaborate more on Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle with Dub But here's the thing, right? You're right. WWE is having their cake and eat it too. But it's their stuff. And at the time when it was okay to do this, WWE, I just told you we're in the pandemic era. They were in a type of era where the fans were more appreciated. The minute that all this crisis started, from Vince leaving, selling his shares, blah, 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 whatever. I ain't getting into all that. We've talked about that plenty of times before. The minute that that occurred and TKO stepped in, they had a different business model. They had a different business model. And if you guys were paying attention, you would have seen that business model and you would have tried to fall in line so you don't get caught up in this affair. But you didn't. You didn't. But you call yourself fans. You call yourself WWE Universe, but you didn't follow the universal protocol. The bigger reactors won't be affected so much by this, and they will be able to bounce back. I'm going to tell you why. Even if they get their copyright restrictions, blase, their channel get chopped down, whatever, right? They can bounce back because they have created a lane and a platform in a large community that, regardless of the circumstances of them on YouTube, they have a name now. So as soon as the one channel is gone, another channel could be created within a few weeks. They probably got a few thousand, few months. They probably got another few thousand. Before the end of the year, they're back to where they were at or close enough to it. That's the difference. They have a name. But when the smaller channels, like myself, many others, try to do the same exact template, blueprint, format, whatever you want to call it, we get affected the most because we don't have the names like these bigger content creators have. So you see what I'm saying here? I told this one content creator in the comment section, I said, listen, bro, I said the best way to defeat this whole situation is to just, when you're starting off, build a resume for yourself. Build a name for yourself. Do interviews. Do whatever type of content you do as far as wrestling. Get a decent profile package. When you get to a few thousand, you got a lot of interviews under your belt of whoever, over the who's who, whatever. Invest, pay for stuff. You send an email to the promotion and you say, hey, my name is such and such. I run such and such and such. And I would like access to your content to do reactions. The worst they could say is no. They say no, you go to the next one. They say no, you go to the next one, you go to the next one. I guarantee you there's going to be somebody that's going to say yes. And when they do, those are the people you tie in with. Those are the people that you build with. And those are the people that's going to take you to the next level. Prime example, look at Chris Van Lee. You don't see him tied up in any of this madness. He has content, WWE content. He has content of all promotions. Not to mention, he had a ton of WWE athletes on his product and a ton of clips as well. You don't see them going after him. You want to know why? because he did it the right way. He went back, did his research, he built his resume, he did the footwork, he interviewed, he did this, he did that. So when it came time, whoever wanted to lock him in, locked him in, and there you have it. But this certain content creator told me, that's too much work. I don't want to do that. See? Because you feel this is too much work, now you and your peers are suffering the consequences. A lazy man doesn't get to eat. A lazy man gets to starve. He's homeless. He ain't got nowhere to go. And he's out in the street. But a working man, a working woman gets the job done. They eat. They get clothing. They got a roof over their head. They got a car to get place to place. And they got money. So the day you decide to start taking shortcuts with a company who's not under the same regime that you're used to is the day you're going to fall short. Because you didn't pay attention to the room. The writing was on the wall. I just gave you a timeline. And all you bigger content creators who kept yapping, I don't want to put the full responsibility on you, but you kind of have it on you. Because instead of using your voice to school these up-and-comers, you used your voice to get agitated, to tell people this and tell people that. And now, not only are you suffering the consequences, but your understudies are too. So, at the end of the day, you kind of brought it on yourself. You kind of brought it on yourself. And now, the influx is happening, and they are banging down all your channels. Blah, blah. What's that? Ricky Sosa. Blah, blah. That's exactly what they doing on all your channels. And they're going to keep doing it. Lastly, they did a segment on SmackDown. Now, I didn't watch SmackDown. I didn't watch it. I was too locked into all this other stuff. But what I did see was a segment with Trick Williams and the Gingerbread Man. They took the one thing that you guys were complaining about, made it a reactor, and trolled you guys. So now what they're saying is reactors are dead. That's what they're saying. They killed the Gingerbread Man, didn't they? And he came back to life, but he originally was dead, right? They trolled y'all with the Gingerbread Man. And I seen so many videos of you guys being pissed. And rightfully so you should be, because they took your livelihood and threw it back in your face. But like I said, if y'all did it the right way, y'all wouldn't be in the predicament y'all in now. Now they got the Gingerbread Man trolling y'all. The Gingerbread Man. If they get Hansel and Gretel too, oh my gosh. Listen, man. It's going to be a long way down for a lot of y'all. As for me and my squad, we ain't doing no reactions to no WWE content. If we do reactions, We're not using none of their footage. We're not using none of their stuff. We'll find a way. But none of their stuff is going to be included in our stuff anymore. Yes, we will report the news. Yes, we will do interviews. Yes, we'll do all the other stuff. But when it comes to the reactions, we'll move calculatively. That's how we're moving. We're planning our things out and we're doing it the right way. So we don't get caught up in this madness. But, like I said, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. And that's exactly what happened. I don't even know if that's how you say it, but that's how we saying it today. So, hey, listen. Content creators, be safe out there in them streets. Be safe out there in them streets. I'm telling you right now. It's getting spooky out there. It's getting spooky. Y'all better be careful. Y'all better be careful. As for us over here, we got our shields up. We got our fences locked down, barricaded, the barbed wire, steel doors, guards at the door, pit bulls running around. We garbed up. So, for those of y'all that didn't prepare for this, y'all better start doing something because there's more to come. And before I go, you say to yourself, how does the releases tie in? So let me explain that real quick. Because I was watching a podcast and basically they said this. Whenever big companies start downsizing as far as their employees and other things that was taking out money, and then after they downsize, the big time executives start paying themselves for a good job well done, and they start, rising their stock in the stock market. What happens after that? He said they prepare for a sale. So don't be surprised within the 2028 or 29 or I don't know, within that time period, don't be surprised if WWE is not sold to a larger buyer. Don't be surprised. And y'all already know where I'm hitting at too. Don't be surprised because I'm almost 100% sure that that's probably going to be the next step in the next few years. But without further ado, this is Barz Wrestling Media. Make sure you tap in with me every Thursday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on TikTok for Barz Wrestling Media Live. I'm going to be starting some more segments on Facebook and YouTube. Just stay tuned for that. And make sure you tap in with us on Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast. We just had a dope interview with the revolutionary intergalactic soul brother himself, Darius Lockhart, the owner of Ashe Wrestling, the hottest promotion on planet Earth right now. And we had a great discussion. I'm going to tag that link in this video and you guys go check it out at your convenience. Salute.
Champions, strategists, unstoppable. This is Barz Wrestling Media.
Where wrestling meets greatness.
in, same Barz time, same Barz channel for more.
Barz Wrestling Media Live! Barz Wrestling Media.
Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.